this table that I drew here, right? Condition, and then, so this is condition 1, condition 2, and this is C1 and C2. This is C1 or C2, and this is true, then this is true. This is false, this is false, this is also false. This whole table is called truth table, just in terms of truth table. This gives you the final result of what should be the when you have multiple conditions involved or multiple expressions involved. Okay. Now, a couple of things I want to tell you. When you read the problem statement and you identify that there is a condition here, how do you formulate the condition? For example, say you will say, let's say a teacher asks the student to raise their hands according to their age. Okay. The question is teacher asks students to raise their hand based on their age. So the teacher wants to find out all the students who are between age 9 and 12. Let's say between 9 and 12, right? So if you draw a line, he's saying between 9 and, just when you do inequality, when you solve inequality in math, this is how you drew it. And this is saying, hey, I'm interested in finding everyone in this block, right? How do you create a condition? There is nothing called age, and you can't write greater than 9 and less than 12, something like this. Or sorry, you can't write like this in math. You can, it is a perfectly valid to write it in algebra like this. Say 9, age and 12. You can do this in algebra. Remember, I included 9, included 12, so I can write age equal to and age equal to like this here, right? But in math, but in algebra you can't. You have to create two conditions. You have to say age greater than equal to 9 and age less than equal to 12. This whole expression is what it is. You have to create two conditions to take a range between 9 and 12. Make sense? Take another example. Right? I'll take another example. I say, find all the students who are under the age of 8 and over the age of 11. So under age of 8 and over age of 11. So if you draw a line chart, you're saying this is 8, this is 11. You are trying to find out everybody who are this part or this part, right? In another way, you are now here you can see the use of not. I can take this block and negate it. That means I'm excluding everybody between 8 and 11. That is what it means. So you can write it in two different ways. You can say that this one is, you can say age less than 8 and age greater than 11. Another way of writing it is age greater than 8 or greater than equal to age, or age less than equal to 11, and the whole thing I will negate it, not. That means you took this block and you are saying exclude this block, everything else is fine. And this is where you use the value not in general. But this is like, not, I mean, it's a right way, but it's not a common practice. You always go very specific and say age less than 8, right? And age greater than 11. But there is a problem. Read carefully. Did I use the word and correctly here? Is this the right logical operator? Mika? What do you think? The highlighted area, in this red, okay, this area and this area, can I represent like this?
No.
Why?
Age has to be greater than 8 and less than 11.
No, it's exactly opposite. I'm talking about this area. Let me remove this one. I'm talking about highlighted red area. Right? Age has to be less than 8, and age has to be greater than 11. Is that a valid way of saying this? Am I making a mistake? Substitute a value. Take an age value. Let's say 7. Right? I'm saying age should be less than 8. 7 is less than 8, and 7 is greater than 11. You cannot have. You can't find an age which is less than 8 and also greater than 11. Correct?
Yeah.
So this should be or. This should be or. Either you are saying either this side or this side. Exclude the skin center. But when you were talking about this green part, you are saying more than this and less than this. That's why we used and. I say greater than 8 and less than 11. So this is perfectly fine. But if I reverse it, then I will say less than 8 or greater than 11. You can see that. I flipped it, and that's why and become or, because this is as good as saying this last part is the highlighted area in red. So how do you create these conditions? By reading these words is very important. That makes a lot of difference. Okay, same thing if I do it and I say, let's say between age 6 and 8 or between 10 and 12. So 6 and 8, 10 and 12. So I'm saying this area or this area, right? And I said between 6 and 8 and between 10 and 12. So if you notice it here, you will say age greater than 6 or equal to 6 and age less than equal to 8. That's one condition. 1, 2 condition. So this will satisfy this part. How about this part? And I will again say age greater than equal to 10 and age less than equal to 12. This is my second condition. But within 2 conditions, you have 2 small conditions, 10 and 12. So writing the range, converting a range into a Boolean expression is an important skill. You will be using it a lot everywhere. You have to be a little careful. Always draw a line like this, similar to how you solve inequality problem in algebra, and see the range. Understand. Our goal is to, and you can test it with a value. Let's say value is 20. Then 20 should be excluded. So this whole expression has to return false if I take a value 20, because 22 is not included as per your number line. But age 7, then it should return true, because 7 is between 6 and 8. So I'm taking this block and this block. Anybody who is in these 2 blocks should be yes. Make sense? But again, I'm making a mistake. And I was waiting for somebody to tell me that I'm making a mistake. And I'll tell you why. Suppose you take age 6, right? The person has to belong either this group or this group. A person cannot belong to both groups at the same time. So even the condition says between 6 and 8 and between 10 and 12, actually when you write it, it is perfectly okay. Usually you will always use the word or here, because you cannot have somebody who is here also and here also. Either you will be in this group or this group. But as long as the person is in any of this group, I'm fine. So you have to say age greater than less than 6 and age. So this represents first group. And then you can't write or, you will say or this, either this group or this group. Person is perfectly fine. 7, yes. 11, yes. 12, yes. 13, no, because 13 does not belong to our rule, does not belong to any of these 2 groups.